This one is one of the newer Italian restaurants in the area. One thing that there's no shortage of here in the capital region of New York, the Albany, Schenectady, Troy area, are Italian restaurants. We have places that have been around here forever, and I think it's really cool that people kind of find the place they like and they stick with it. But we also have a new place called Donna's Italian. There's some story behind it. Now, we've featured the food from this establishment over the course of the channel here a couple different times. They've kind of rebranded their Pecks arcade into Donna's Italian, which has become almost like a living legend in Troy as far as the Italian food. They have a very simple menu, some pizzas, some Parmesans, some other stuff. We went there a few weeks ago and I actually tried the chicken parm. Tonight I'm going a different direction. There's something on the menu that I almost never order at Italian restaurants because of the fact that it's so dicey and because you can't predict how it's going to be. So the pressure is on here. We got takeout as another variable happening here. So the odds really are not stacked in favor of this thing, but we're going to see. If it comes out amazing, then I really think it speaks to how good the food is at this place. So we're going to jump on, we're going to place an order. We're going to pick it up in a little while, so it might be a little bit dark by the time we actually have to go to pick up. That's the beauty of doing this stuff online. What I need from you is, most of the people watching these aren't even subscribed. So hit that subscribe button down below, like this video, and let's head out. We got a one bag situation this time, so we're gonna unpack it and dig in. So this is Donna's Italian and American. They're kind of one of the newer Italian places here. They're located in Troy, New York. They're run by Clark House Hospitality, which is run by Vic Christopher. I think he has some business partners associated with him there as well. The businesses kind of attached there are probably some of our favorite places in Troy. There's the wine shop, 22 2nd Street, where they have all natural wines. There's a Lucas Confectionery right next door, where they serve like a lot of really cool natural wines in a kind of nice little like chill vibe kind of place. There's Little Pecks that is like a cafe where they do really good lattes and breakfast sandwiches and other kind of little things to nibble on. Then there's Donna's, which used to be Pecks Arcade, and just in the whole thing over the last year with everything going on with the pandemic, it's kind of switched over. Donna's is a brand that was kind of established earlier on in a different location, didn't do so well, so they're kind of applying the concept now to the space there and doing pretty good takeout. I know Vic comes from a background with like Italian in Brooklyn, so if he has any say into what's going on at the menu, you know it's going to be good. So picking up was kind of a breeze. It took a little bit longer than what they had estimated. They had actually given us a really long window, and it was on kind of the latter end of that window, still within the window, so I guess everything's okay. I got eggplant parm. It's one of those dishes where I'm always afraid to order it because you never know if you're gonna get breaded eggplant or just like egged eggplant, and you never know if it's gonna be crispy, especially when you're taking it to go. Now, what I love about this place is they give you the spaghetti, and if you remember back to the last time I got chicken parm, I usually never opt for the spaghetti because it's so easy to overcook, but theirs is actually really good. Last time I had it with chicken parm, it was perfect. So this time I wanted to try the eggplant with the spaghetti. So let's do it. So now what I had to do, they had the eggplant kind of all scattered on top of the spaghetti. I like mine to be a nice tower, so I'm gonna dig into it that way. I cooked eggplant parm here in the channel a while back, and remember, I have kind of this obsession with the movie Twins. There's a scene where they're eating the grocery store eggplant parm, and Danny DeVito tells Arnold Schwarzenegger the secret to eggplant parmesan is more cheese. So I had to spring for the extra $1 for the pecorino romano, so we got to do it, guys. More cheese. And let's cut into this bad boy and eat. I can tell you already, I can feel how crispy it still is. I think that's a good bite, right? So what I love about this is they don't slice it really thin to the point where it disintegrates when you add sauce to it. It still has some snap, and it's just delicious. We tried some more stuff too, so stick around to the end. I'll taste a couple other things too. Part of my hesitation for not liking to do the spaghetti is having to do the twirl. I know some people like to do that. I like the stab. I'm a pasta stabber.
I just like noodles.
Noah's a noodler. He goes for one noodle at a time. This is basically like a red sauce restaurant. There's not a whole like plethora of things you can order. When you're gonna be a place like that, the quality of the red sauce and how it tastes is really important. What I like about this place is it's unadulterated. So they don't You could tell they're not adding things like sugar and crazy herbs. It's like just literally like a tomato, like a pomodoro sauce. And that's just perfect to me. And despite having to drive home with it, the pasta still is cooked perfectly. Even the eggplant has a nice crisp to it still. I would say $18 plus $1 extra for cheese. That's a pretty good deal, actually. One of the things I love that they have on the menu, because with a parm, just like we said last time, you gotta have garlic knots. They have like a good garlic knot. Last time we got these, I was actually impressed. They do it with cheese and rosemary. Actually, it's funny, when we ordered this time, there was an option to either get cheese or no cheese or nutritional yeast, which I think is interesting for like the vegan fans. So let's dig in with the garlic knot. So I mentioned last time, a good garlic knot is reminiscent of like a Pizza Hut breadstick. This kind of in the same neighborhood. The rosemary kind of brings it into a different realm, a little bit more herby, and they don't kill it with the rosemary. Rosemary is one of those things, if you add too much, it's insane. They don't do that here at all. This is just perfect.
Perfect.
I got another special treat here. Noah let me try an itty bitty bite of his meatball. I had to try it. They look really good. That tastes just like a grandma meatball, a nice big one. Pretty good, I would say. You know, the side of meatballs I think was $10 for two really good size. We got that for Noah because he loves meatballs, and to get that away from him was a little bit of a fight. We got one more thing to try, and it's broccoli rabe. Broccoli rabe is like a bitter wild broccoli. It's very classic Italian-American type thing. All right, so I got a little scared when I looked at it because it looked like it was just steamed and there was no other like spices or seasonings or anything like that. But as I'm looking at the bottom and as I taste it, it's got a lot of garlic. They give you a little wedge of lemon as well if you want to squeeze that over to kind of combat the bitterness a little bit. I'm gonna leave the lemon out of it, honestly, because I like the taste of it just as it is. And broccoli rabe is one of those things where like, if you can kind of get past the bitterness and if you cook it the right way, it's a real treat. This is one of those things. I had to go with the eggplant, broccoli rabe, spaghetti, and so you can see I assembled the rest of my tower here, and I have kind of a bed of spaghetti with sauce. And it looks like they kind of tear in some basil at the end too. That's another really nice touch. Gives it a little bit of fragrance at the end. But if there's any kind of constructive criticism I can give here, it's that I would do the eggplant kind of in a tower like that. Now I could see the value to not doing that because it stays crispier. You don't have it stacking on each other and then kind of steaming itself out. So I guess maybe I'm on the fence about the presentation in the to-go container. As far as how it tastes, I got nothing bad to say at all. One thing I gotta say, and I'm pretty confident this one's gonna follow the same trend, the Italian videos that I do here do so much better. I wanna go to other places too, guys, so you gotta watch those videos as well. What I'll do is, I'll put a link to the last time we had Italian at Homestyle. I'll put that right here, and I'll put the whole playlist with all the other videos of us going to other places up here. There's some Asian, there's all different ethnicities in there. Check those out. And remember, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Have an awesome day. Comment down below with where you want us to go next.